Hi, it's Juris and welcome to Tattoo Shop Talk, and today we will take a look at Stencil machine by Yilong Tattooing. I got this product sent to shine some light on it, and let's see. We have here this little cute printer. Bim bam boom. Let's start from the get-go. Price wise it's $179.99 US. Let's look at this printer and I will do our usual ups, downs and who this device might be for. You can get it in black and in white color. I think white one is a bit scary because considering how messy things can get with the purple stencil stuff, I think black one is safer. But biggest up for this printer, well, obviously it works, and the price. So that's very budget friendly. I wish those things were out when I was opening shop. It would save me a lot of nerves and some budget. You can also use our discount codes, which are in the video description. Also, you can follow the page if you sign up for like newsletters, or every now and then they do some discounts of their own. And this is the box that it came in. The box inside the box for the printer itself. And I got sent a bunch of stencil papers that are rolled up in this tube, and there we go. And it's in here, neatly packed. And you also get charging cable, regular USB to USB-C, and a nice carrying sleeve. Fits pretty nicely, and there's a bit of space so you can put charging cable in there as well. Almost pocket size type of a situation. Printer itself, there's an on-off button on the side. Ping, it beeps. There's lights that indicating that power is on, status and charging. That will shine up when you need to charge it or when it's charging. This is one place where I almost messed up, but there's a button that opens this part so you have access to rollers. So this part pops up by pressing here, and then you have a bit more access. Roller is on top there, and visually it's a bit rounded, this type of look. And there are a few QR codes on the bottom. Like you can scan one, it says scan for support, and you also use them when you connect to the app. Visually, I will compare it. There's a brother printer. So if you're familiar with size of this one, it's kind of same area, maybe a centimeter longer, same height, weight wise, kind of same area. But for brother you need a power brick which weighs as much as printer, or you need like an extra battery and that would add weight, but that's just for the size comparison. Connects to Android device, Apple device and Windows device. For Windows you can download drivers and you can get apps on an App Store or on a Play Store for Android. I have already installed app and it's pretty intuitive. It tells you what to do. If you want to connect it, press connect device and you will need to scan a little QR code and it connects your device to the printer. You have to be a bit careful when you install app on what permissions do you give, because first I gave access to the wrong permission, only some selected photos, and then I reinstalled the app and gave access to all the photos so I can browse through all of the photos on my device. You can access your pictures or you can take picture. I guess it can be useful in some instances. So let's access pictures. There's a bunch of things you can adjust on the first page. You can adjust density, lower, higher, but middle one works for me okay. There's option real size and self-adaption. That's where you have to try what works for you, because sometimes if you switch in between them it can mess up sizing. Sacrifice few sheets of stencil paper and you will figure out what works for you best. And for mode, for me the best works the second one, and when you can see when you switch between modes, background sort of changes its color. So first one and second one would be the one that works for me best. And then there is a little pencil icon and you tap on that. There is extra stuff that you can do with your image. The most important one is to mirror it, because you need to flip it. On these type of stencils they do mirror image, so you have to remember to flip your original image so it comes up correct when you print it through. You can cut things. Boom, boom, boom. You can select which part you want to print. You can cancel it, or you press the green check mark that it's what you want. Segments, that's pretty cool. You can add all sorts of segments. If you need to print larger stencils, you will have those points where it connects. 3x3, you will get a pretty big stencil. What I wanted to mention about the format, you have to think as A4 sheet of paper. So if you keep that in mind, that it should be all fine. And the coolest option here, which is pretty useful, other option would be like a photocopy filter on Photoshop, or it would be this multiple step thing that you have to do in Procreate. Press online and it will make outline picture from like a solid filled in piece. and then you can adjust how thick or thin or intense you want them. Press the green check mark and you back. Also you can change layout, which is important if you don't want to mess the whole sheet of stencil paper if you only need to print a small stencil. So don't place it in the middle like some maniacs do, put it in the side and use that part. One thing to keep in mind, you have to do all steps at once, or you have to press this little save icon to save those changes, because if you go in edit, boom, it's back to what it was. So if I mirror it, press OK and then go back in again, it's not going to be mirrored. If you need to do outlines and position and mirroring, do all that and print it, or do all that and save it. Now printer's on. Now I want to use gloves. Remove this piece. Some people like to cut stencil sheets off. I like to keep them together because that's easier for me to organize them. Then I would open the printer up and feed it in this way. Boom, look it. It's on a middle density. It's real size, self-adaption. Self-adaption works for me best. And let's try first mode. First and second are the ones that works for me best. And press a little print icon. Okay, this looks like it could have been better, so let's try on a second mode. But since I use this part, I will change the placement, edit. Now it's again back to what it was. Boom, line, layout, I'll put it roughly there. Okay, and let's put higher density. Print. Print is complete. It's a mirrored image and it's also a mirrored placement, so if it was on this part of a sheet on the iPad, then it printed out on opposite. And why I mentioned that, you don't need to waste full sheet of stencil paper if you need just a little stencil. Let's have a look at that. Let's cut out a smaller piece. From what I have found, it detects when the paper is in on the right side of the unit. So if I put it here, nothing happens. If I put it on this side, it detects that paper is in and pulls it in. And if you want to pull it in a bit more, you just press on the feed button. Or if you want to get the whole sheet through, you press and hold feed button. And it feeds through the whole sheet, or what is in there. Now let's print a smaller size stencil. So let's put a little piece of stencil paper in on the right side of the unit. Yeah, it got it. And I can also press feed. So it feeds it in a bit more. And now let's resize the design. Let's change the layout. In a layout you can resize it by using 2 fingers. So let's make it small, put it in a corner there, and let's cut the piece off and put it in there. If you didn't manage to catch it, then push it in as far as it goes and press feed. Boom. Line, yes. Mirror, yes please. Layout, there, a bit smaller. Okay, print. Keep in mind that it's mirroring. There we go. You can also print like full-on like photorealistic stuff. You just have to play around with adjustments or do it beforehand in something like Procreate or Photoshop and then send picture to your device and print it out. Let's use one of the stencil papers that they sent because I don't want to waste my Spirit stencil paper. And let's print a picture just for fun of it. When it's beeping, it can be one of the reasons could be that this part is not closed correctly. Let's grab our lion. You could see it loaded it. It was a bit darker, so you have to go to edit page and see if you can change anything. That's those little things that are a bit weird. Since it's all in the app, hopefully with every firmware upgrade things will get better. These printers are new, so things can be a bit glitchy. Boom, boom, boom. It's one of the downsides of these printers. I had Brother for forever, and it's just it's the biggest learning curve with these printers, especially now there's a new app, so you have to figure that out. Hopefully it's firmware, and with every upgrade things will get better and better. Little tip here also, like if things get funky and you can't get to the photos or something, you just simply kill the app, go out of it completely and start again. And like with all the things that we have to install, sometimes if things go funky, you just uninstall and install a new version. It's the same like with Brother printer, like when you have to adjust which settings, which densities, what works for you best. That's one of the downsides of these printers. I rather pay 160 to 180 US and mess with it than I pay 600 and have similar issues. And another downside, not with this printer but this type of printer, if you get a little fold in the paper, it goes this way and you get these lightning looking folds, and that can mess up Stencil. That's where you have to be extra careful and figure out what's the best way for you to feed in paper so it aligns, it doesn't get those options to fold, because that can end up when you do a small design and you mess up the whole sheet. It's just a sheet of stencil paper, but if that fold goes over your stencil or your design, that can be an issue. And it's kind of not nice if you have to mess up full page if you're printing something this size out. Super compact unit, like you can almost put it in a pocket. Very budget friendly, 170-ish with a discount, 180 US. I managed to get my Brother printer first one second hand and it was more expensive than that. Works from Mac, works from Android, works from tablet. Another downside that you can connect it to the MacBook. I did connect, but it just assigned random folder for where you take pictures. And I contacted company and company said that they will let me know when there will be update if it can be work from MacBook. And again, it's an app issue, so hopefully that will be sorted and hopefully sooner than later. It's fun to print out like full pictures, like kind of photorealistic stuff, but obviously that's not the Stencil, or maybe it is for some. Definitely interesting and budget-friendly product. This one is from Yilong Tattooing. It's model ATS886. Check our links in the video description. If you want to purchase it, you can also use our discount codes, and we get a little kickback as well, so that way you support channel, and thank you very much if you do so. Check this product out. Budget-friendly stencil printer, and I think these are now gonna be popping up left and right, and I think different brands will change them a little bit, but this particular one is for Yilong Tattooing, so thank you Yilong for sending product, and I'm shining light on it. Few downsides, but nothing major. Same issues you would have on a product that would cost 3 times the price. And now you do all the YouTube stuff, press likes, share this video if you're super awesome, and leave some comments. People tend not to comment under our videos, so let's do a little chat there maybe so people can communicate, and hopefully that will help with algorithms and all that good stuff. But it's funny that videos get shared more than people comment on them. Fun fact from analytics of my channel. Stay safe, bye, peace.